And this is your October news roundup. We've got a great batch of stories for you. AI note takers taking over the news. Pontera CEO slams Fidelity. Got some new financial planning software. Integration news. Going to talk a bit about the fall Tiburon conference I just came back from. And of course, the WealthTech map and the WealthTech integration score. But speaking of the map, how many applications are in your tech stack? More than 10? More than 20? However many you have, you need a strategy for managing them, integrating them, and delivering a world-class experience for both your advisors and your clients. Ezra Group can help turn your tech stack chaos into a competitive advantage. Our 90-day tech stack reboot is designed specifically for RIAs looking to take back that first step in gaining control over the technology infrastructure without breaking the bank to do it. If you want to free your firm for exponential growth, you need to run, not walk to our website, EzraGroup.com, and click the golden Contact Us button on the homepage. Whether you're struggling to scale your business or wondering why your advisor adoption of core applications is so low, the experienced team at Ezra Group will help you design, optimize, and future-proof your infrastructure. We know what works and what doesn't. Okay, first story up. Focal raises $5 million to redefine advisor productivity with AI-powered meetings. Focal, an AI-powered productivity platform purpose-built for financial advisors, announced today that it had raised a $5 million seed round from top venture capital and wealth industry leaders. I noticed how these AI firms are defining themselves. I think that's interesting, how they're all kind of struggling, grasping for different terms. AI-powered productivity platform. Now, you're going to hear a couple more of these in these different press releases, how these firms are defining themselves. And I think it's interesting how they're growing their reach into different parts of the advisor workflow and having to, again, try to describe what they do. This raise was co-led by Distributed Ventures, along with Wiscoff Ventures and other industry insiders. The capital will accelerate development of Focal's advisor-focused meeting automation, performance coaching, and back-office workflow platform. It will also expand enterprise adoption through automations that securely self-manage workflows across any advisor tool or back-office system with or without an API. Now, that's interesting. So you can see they're clearly moving way beyond just an AI note-taker, an AI-powered productivity platform, looking at back-office, front office. They're really becoming the AI operator. They want to become the AI operating system of our industry. Nearly 1/3 of financial advisors report insufficient client-facing time due to manual workflows and compliance obligations. So of course, all advisors want more time with clients. As client expectations rise, there is increased advisor demand for platforms that save time, increase efficiency, and elevate client service. Indeed, Focal captures data from conversations and advisor tools to power workflow automations and client insights, with features including AI note-taking, pre-meeting prep, CRM syncing, performance coaching, onboarding, and KYC workflow support. Focal intuitively transforms conversations into action, empowering advisors to reclaim up to 50 hours a month and serve up to 30% more clients. That's really what we're seeing across. No matter which AI note-taker you choose, you're going to be saving tons of time. All the RAs we work with and all the RAs we've been speaking to are reporting tremendous increases in productivity. But we're also seeing a tremendous amount of money flowing into the space. So there's $5 million for Focal. Of course, Jump has raised almost $25 million, Zox $19 million, Zeppelin $3 million, Cognicore $2 million. And the next story, Jump acquires mobile assistant, expanding AI leadership for financial advisors. A new normal. Jump buys transcription service and first ever deal. Jump CEO Parker Entz told Citywire that his company's purchase of mobile assistant shows just how fast the AI fintech space has grown in the last several years. AI-based fintech firm Jump revealed its first deal on Tuesday in an indicator of just how rapidly the sector is growing. Through the deal, Jump has acquired Mobile Assistant, a transcription service for advisors that was launched in 2011. Specific financial terms of the deal, including how much Jump paid, were not disclosed. Led by CEO and founder Corey Westphal, mobile assistance platform primarily allows advisors to dictate their notes after client meetings, which are then transcribed by humans and sent back to advisors, typically within 24 hours. And mobile assistant, along with their competitor CopyTalk, were the primary note-taking or note transcription apps for many, many years. Obviously, before AI, advisors would talk into their phones, call up a phone number at first, and then later an app, and dictate their notes, which would then be transcribed by humans. And this was a key feature of both Mobile Assistant and CopyTalk, that they had real people who were knowledgeable of our industry and of our terminology to take the dictation and do the transcription. And they were very successful for many years, gaining a lot of clients. But Parker Ince told CityWire, the deal came about as legacy platforms like Mobile Assistant begin to recognize the new era when it comes to the use of AI for advisor meetings. Largely a push for market share, and said that Mobile Assistant's going to wind down their tech stack, as Jump does not intend to use any of Mobile Assistant's existing capabilities. Man, it's like, we're here to buy your clients, and that's it. Jump currently serves 20,000 advisors. Both companies declined to disclose the number of advisors Mobile Assistant serves, although I'm pretty sure they have at least 1,000 clients, as a number that I heard. So at least 1,000 firms are using Mobile Assistant, and there's no way to know exactly how many advisors there, but if if they skew smaller, I know they have some enterprise deals as well. So what's the median number of advisors? Is it 10? Is it 20? Is it 100? Hard to say. So Westphal told CityWire that at its height, Mobile Assistant had over 100 employees, but that the pace of AI innovation made him consider either building out the firm's AI capabilities or selling, and he ultimately chose the latter. So, and said that Jump will spend the next several months working to convert as many of Mobile Assistant's clients as possible. And I'm sure their competitors will also be calling if they know of any Mobile Assistant clients and giving them special deals, similar to how when Morningstar announced they were closing that office, there was a feeding frenzy to grab those clients. You probably see the same thing with Mobile Assistant clients. He cited dedicated onboarding support, free trials, credits for unused months at Mobile Assistant, and office hours. This is Jump's first deal following their $20 million Series A round that was completed in February. And said that while Jump has been able to grow in a capital-efficient way just far, meaning all organic, the company is thinking about raising additional funds, and they've tipped off that they're remaining opportunistic when it comes to acquisitions moving forward. And said that the first phase of Jump's growth was centered around advisor productivity with the AI meeting assistant. The second phase will involve a heavier reliance on the data gathered by the platform to drive insights. That's where I see the tremendous value. I just posted an article today about that, how these insights from the assistants are really going to change the way advisory firms operate. We're going to have so much more data, so much more insights into how advisors are operating, which ones are doing well, which ones aren't, and how to coach them up. You can check out that article on WealthTechToday.com. Jump counts several large independent broker-dealers and RIAs among its client base, including LPL, Mosaic, Cetera, Merit Financial Advisors, and Sanctuary Wealth. So there's also some big contracts at Mobile Assistant. I don't know exactly who those are, but I've heard some are out there. So Jump is buying those as well. So it's a huge issue, with getting into enterprise clients. You can have the best product, but if you don't have a good team to work the bureaucracy at some of these larger firms, you're not going to get in. You've got to jump through hoops. You have to get through procurement. You have to get through cybersecurity. You have to get through compliance, and that takes dedicated people. You can't blow that off. It takes time. And if you buy a company that already has those contracts, you're getting a huge leg up on any competitors. So big news for Jump. The nice job getting that acquisition. And so that's one client meeting support application shutting down, being acquired. So WealthBox announces an AI note taker. 3 weeks ago on LinkedIn, WealthBox posted an announcement that they had rolled out their AI note taker. Price is $49 per month per user. What makes their native embedded WealthBox AI note taker unique? Here are 15 ways. 1. Automatic contact linking. Meetings are instantly connected to the right contacts in WealthBox CRM as soon as they sync from a user's calendar. No manual mapping, no missed relationships. I'm not sure how much of a problem that is for the existing AI note takers. They seem to be pretty good at linking and syncing with CRMs, but maybe it is. 2. Real-time meeting prep. Prep utilizes information immediately available in WealthBox, so users always work with real-time client history and notes. 3. Summaries where needed. 4. Fast follow-up emails. Everyone's got that. 5. One-click task creation. That's good. That is one advantage. Most of these other note takers have to push the data into the external CRM after approval by the advisor. And if it's all inside the same application, it should be a little quicker. Automatic cross-linking. Meetings are automatically tied to workflows, tasks, event contacts, and opportunities. I'm not sure that that's not available now from other standalone note takers. Meeting collaboration built in. No need to buy extra note taker seats, just so your assistant can access the meetings. True. That could be a benefit if that's the case. You don't need to get extra seats. Click to call integration. Call users are already placing from WealthBox click to call feature will automatically spin up meeting records with the option of AI note taking. That's cool. That's an advantage. In meeting highlights. Users can flag key moments from a persistent meeting widget while navigating WealthBox. I think this is where we're headed. We don't see a lot of it now, but in-meeting advice and in-meeting actions are just the next step that we're going to see with these note takers prompting the advisors, hey, by the way, don't forget this, don't forget that. Or, hey, you can click here and make a note. It's not widely utilized yet, but I see this coming. And 10, single source of truth, sure. 11, workflows in context. 12, auto-linked notes, yep. 13, collaborative notepad, that's cool. Users can take live compliance-friendly notes with coworkers inside the WealthBox meeting feature, that's cool. Smart notifications, getting alerts, and speed. Takes just 30 seconds to get started with their AI note taker. So I would recommend all CRMs out there. If you want to maintain your independence, you want to maintain your market share, you need a note taker, either buy someone or build something. Because as you can see, some of these are pretty good benefits, but I see these note takers becoming CRMs, whether they admit they're going to do it or not. And they're going to start disintermediating CRM. So smart move on John Rourke and WealthBox to launch their own note taker. So you can check them out at wealthbox.com. Continuing on with more AI note taker news, G-Reminders are now available to Osaic institutions. G-Reminders, and they describe themselves as an end-to-end meeting and automation management platform. That's a good one. Today announced a new integration with Osaic institutions, the bank and credit union focused channel within Osaic. With the partnership, G-Reminders becomes the only scheduling and AI-driven note-taker app to integrate and work natively alongside Infinet, Osaic Institutions' proprietary platform. The integration enables seamless functionality and access to G-Reminders' AI-powered tool suite within Infinet's CRM, which is called Client Central, which supports more than 250 financial institutions and more than 750 financial professionals. As part of the expanded integration, Osaic Institutions advisors will have access to the full suite of tools. That includes their Ask/Do Anything AI assistant, which generates fully automated, curated pre-meeting briefs and delivers them to advisors. Automated scheduling, the AI note taker, SMS reminders, which automatically sends text messages to clients, reducing no-shows. That's interesting. Yeah, so G-Reminders came at this from the Google Calendar point of view, and got some pretty good traction with advisory firms. All right, next up, Holistiplan and Zox partner to automate tax workflows. Holistiplan, the leading provider of tax planning software for advisors, has joined forces with Zox, the AI system platform focused on privacy and workflow automation. Notice how they are pitching their product. Through this partnership, Holistiplan's tax data and insights are now embedded into Zox's suite of advisor tools, including meeting prep, live meeting support, and automated email replies. The Holistiplan platform commanded 41% advisor market share in the tax planning software category in the most recent T3 Tech survey, and 52% in the 2025 QTSIS Tech survey, making it the by far dominant leader. With this integration, advisors can use Zox to pull in recent tax analysis from Holistiplan, alongside information from CRM, financial planning, and portfolio management tools. The company say this allows for more comprehensive meeting prep and the ability to answer tax-related questions on the spot, whether during client meetings or through Zox Ask Anything feature. Routine communications, such as email responses to client tax questions, can also be drafted automatically, drawing on Holistiplan's analysis and past client data. Advisors using both platforms are eligible for a partnership discount. That's pretty cool. I think you're going to see more of this, and more of these AI note takers really becoming the dominant tool being used by advisors and just pulling in data from everywhere else. So you don't need to go to Holistiplan. You stay inside Zox, say I want to do a meeting prep or I want to send an email out, and it'll compose the email, pull the data from Holistiplan, from eMoney, from Orion, and build your email. You never need to go back to those systems. And in fact, those systems get a little disintermediated, right? Then Zox becomes the primary advisor desktop. That's really where we're headed with this. All right, so Holistiplan at holistiplan.com and Zox. What's Zox website? Zox.io. I always forget. Zox.io is their website. And in similar news, Nitrogen and FP Alpha roll out a new AI-powered tax planning tool for advisors. So this could be big news, especially considering the dominant role of Holistiplan. Zox, or the Nitrogen and FP Alpha, I can't get my application straight. FP Alpha has a 3.5% market share in tax planning, according to the QTSIS survey, so way, way smaller than Holistiplan. However, Nitrogen's got, 30,000 advisors? So if they're building in FP Alpha functionality into Nitrogen's suite of services, offering it for a discount, that could really bump up their market share. So they've launched this new tax planning feature aiming to help advisors deliver more personalized and actionable tax advice. Nitrogen's latest product release introduces the AI Tax Center, a tool designed to simplify and clarify tax discussions with clients. The software combines a tax snapshot visualization of the 1040 tax form with AI-generated insights that highlight key data points, enabling advisors to address tax planning in a more client-friendly manner. The update is part of Nitrogen's fall 2025 product release, where it outlined a broader push to integrate AI across its suite of tools, including proposal generation, investment research, and meeting prep modules. So, meanwhile, FP Alpha has announced the general availability of its next-gen tax insights, an AI-powered feature that analyzes client tax returns and financial data to surface tailored tax savings opportunities. When a client gives you the tax return, they want you to turn around tax savings ideas. FP Alpha does that with no work needed from the advisor, said Andrew Altfest, founder and CEO of FP Alpha. FP Alpha system also explains the rationale behind the recommendations, such as the potential impact of the increased standard deduction for seniors or the new $40,000 cap on state and local tax deductions under the One Big Beautiful Bill. Survey from data from Cerulli shows more high net worth practices now adopting tax planning, prep, and compliance services, growing from 29% in 2017 to 38% in 2024. So clearly very important and great news for advisors who maybe were holding off on doing tax planning software because of the cost. And now if they're already Nitrogen clients, it'll be built into their suite and can just click a button and get it added. NitrogenWealth.com and FPAlpha.com. I promise this is the last AI news article of this podcast. Right, Hamachi launches with fintech veterans at the helm. Hamachi.ai, a newly launched AI-powered communication platform, is aiming to help advisors, asset managers, and investors deliver personalized and compliant messages at scale. The company's founding team included several well-known figures in the fintech space. Eric Clark, who previously founded Orion, Brian McLaughlin, founder of Redtail Technology, Mike Wilson, who led Advisory World, and Mustafa Basiri, co-founder of Advisor, with a Z, ADVIZR, which was acquired by Orion. The founders who previously helped thousands of RIAs transition from cloud-based software to cloud-based software in the early 2000s are now turning their attention to AI as the next major shift for the industry. In a statement announcing its launch, Hamachi said its platform uses expert-trained AI agents to draft client communications tailored to specific strategies with seamless integrations into Outlook, Gmail, chat, and APIs to minimize disruptions for advisors. So it seems like a cool thing. You're always looking for, when you're building AI tools, to try to find a niche that no one's really targeting. And this seems to be unique. I haven't really seen anyone looking at this solution recently. A key feature of Hamachi's platform is its inline compliance checks, which automatically flag potential issues in communications according to SEC and FINRA guidelines. The company cites industry data showing that advisors can spend up to 12 hours a week on research, drafting, and compliance reviews, and positions its solution as a way to reclaim that time. We see Hamachi as a bridge that empowers advisors and asset managers to deliver advice that is timely, compliant, and highly relevant to each client, said Wilson, chief executive of Hamachi. Clark said the company is creating the next frontier for advisors and asset manager communication, where technology doesn't just speed things up, it makes every message smarter, safer, and more client-focused. So there isn't very much out there about Hamachi. They're still, they just launched. Their website is Hamachi, I can't even spell, HAMACHI.ai. Hamachi, not Hibachi, but Hamachi.ai. Problems we solve: reducing compliance bottlenecks, eliminating siloed expertise, not generic AI, and eliminates problems with things being disconnected. Work smarter, move faster, stay compliant. No delays, just expertise. So they believe that this technology will help, especially when it comes to writing communications that are compliant. So check them out at hamachi.ai. All right, next up, this is a long story. I'm going to try to blow through this because we're already getting kind of long on the news. Pontera CEO slams Fidelity. In a New York Times published article highlighting how Fidelity is restricting outside financial advisors' ability to serve their clients, Pontera CEO Yoav Zurel did something you don't see every day in our industry. He published an open letter essentially accusing Fidelity of anti-competitive power grab. And after a year of this battle playing out quietly, it just got very loud. So what's going on here? What happened was, starting September of 2024, ironically, on the National 401k Day, Fidelity began locking tens of thousands of customers out of their accounts. What was their crime? Working with financial advisors who used Pontera's platform. Now, Fidelity threatened to revoke all online access, not just 401ks, but every Fidelity account if customers tried to reconnect Pontera. So now this wasn't just about Pontera. It affects anyone using credential-based aggregation to help clients with held away 401k assets. So Fidelity's position seems straightforward, that credential sharing is unsafe, air quotes. When you share login credentials with a third party, you're creating security risks, technically you are. And they say they never gave consent to Pontera or advisors to use their technology to access customer data. Now, they're not completely wrong about security concerns, right? There's non-repudiation risk. If an action is taken with valid credentials, who's responsible? They're bypassing multi-factor authentication because you can't do that with that. You can't have the advisors logging in through Pontera and still using MFA. And shared credentials could theoretically access all Fidelity accounts, not just the 401k. However, industry guru Chip Rome had some analysis about this, and he made a comment at Tiburon. Who's best placed to capture all this money from workplace retirement plans? Fidelity, because they have the most assets in 401k plans. So voila, and guess what they're going to do? Cross-sell them into retail. People have known this for 20 years. So $700 billion flows out of 401k plans annually through IRA rollovers. That's now. The number should peak at $1 trillion a year in the next few years as boomers retire. Fidelity has 3 times more workplace retirement assets than anybody else. So as according to Chip, that's the growth of Fidelity retail for the next decade. So here's the thing. When independent advisors use Pontera to manage clients' 401k accounts while they're still inside the 401k plan, those advisors should theoretically be far more likely to capture the rollover when the participant retires. And this is a direct attack on Fidelity's business because they're going to lose the opportunity to convert those assets into their advisory relationships. It's hundreds of billions of dollars. So when Zurel, the CEO of Pontera, calls 401k participants captive, he's right. 24 million Americans have 401k plans just with Fidelity. And you can't just move your money elsewhere without leaving your job. So this gives Fidelity a huge advantage, right? So this is my favorite part. People have pointed out Fidelity offers full view using credential sharing. Fidelity owns eMoney, which also does credential sharing and data aggregation. But Fidelity only objects when competitors are using credential sharing. So, eMoney also has held away asset view, which is credential sharing. So funny how the moment that an independent RIA begins using this method to compete with Fidelity's monopoly on managed accounts in the 401k space suddenly becomes, air quotes, unsafe. Now, I remember Mint.com. They had 20 million users at its peak, but it shut down in January 2024. Why? Fidelity started blocking screen scrapers in October 23 and directing them to their own internal data aggregation tool called Akoya. And in November of the very next month, Mint announced a shutdown. And in 2024, January, Mint closed. Now, of course, Mint had other problems. Intuit owned them, and they bought Credit Karma and didn't need both. But the timing is notable, okay? So let's be honest, Pontera has got some counterpoints. They're SOC 2, Type 2, ISO 27001 certified. Over 100 million Americans use credential-based aggregation. Partnerships with Manulife, John Hancock, Morningstar, BNY Pershing, Commonwealth, Captrust. So Pontera's got some bona fides when it comes to security. Advisors don't see or access the credentials. So this is how the industry's been working for 15 years. Yes, there are security concerns, but Fidelity's clearly overblowing this and clearly trying to scare people and give some justification for why they're shutting this off when it really shouldn't. I'm not sure how this can play out. I think it's wrong for Fidelity to do that they really should be an open market, and if advisors or their clients want to get access to these accounts, they should be able to. Fidelity should be a neutral custodian, not trying to play both sides and say, hey, we want to get these assets to ourselves. So this isn't really me being provocative. It's just the industry. It's just be pointing out, like Chip was pointing out, what everyone in the business has known for 20 years, that Fidelity's positioning for this IRA rollover wave, and they're not going to let our advisors or Pontera get in the way. So if you want more information, fidelity.com and Pontera.com. All right, 2 more really quick stories. I'm going to crank these out. Advison's new financial planning software runs headlong into a saturated market, but CEO Hylan Lee says 2 key hires will lead go-to-market strategy. So Advison has launched their own software, financial planning software, which seems crazy. We already have so many financial planning tools besides the big 3. There's dozens of other ones, especially when it comes to looking at especially planning tools. If you look at the Kitsis Ezra Group Advisor Tech Map, there's 70 or 80 specialized planning products, not just the core financial planning tools. So there really is a lot out there, but I guess they decided they needed one more, or they wanted to have that capability built into their core platform. Now, they did do some smart moves. They hired Tony Leal, former co-founder and president Tony Leal and former MGP Chief Growth Officer Kevin Hughes have both been brought on by Advison to help with their financial planning effort. So you're getting an OG in financial planning, Tony Leal, and Kevin Hughes. Kevin Hughes will help grow Money Guide. Certainly was there for the formative years as their Chief Revenue Officer. So this could be a some way that they can start fighting back and gathering some market share, taking away from the top three. I mean, the market's pretty saturated. I'm reading from an article at RIA Biz that the market is pretty crowded, especially with the top three. I don't know where they're going to be able to find this space, but they believe that having it integrated, just like their CRM is integrated, will provide more value to advisors. And there's something to be said for that. Rather than task switching back and forth or having to rely on integrations or APIs, if it's built into the platform, it should be easier to use and a lot more straightforward. So having Leo as a strategic advisor and having Hughes as the president of the new financial planning software group, that seems like they are on the right track. So we want to find out more information. It's advison.com. And then the next story, SnappyKraken unveils bidirectional CRM integration for AI-powered marketing intelligence. SnappyKraken, MarTech innovator, dedicated to powering smarter, more efficient financial advisor marketing, announced new CRM integrations, the first real-time bidirectional integration of its kind in the advisor marketing space. So they are plugging into integrations with Redtail Orion, Salesforce, and Practify. So, of course, there's fragmentation, CRM systems. Every CRM doesn't actually have all the integrations you want. How do you get them all set up? Maybe they don't work right. So SnappyKraken believes that their bidirectional integration should provide more benefits and ability. Building on its recently released enterprise AUM pipeline dashboard, which connects firm-wide marketing activity directly to AUM, SnappyKraken also introduced an advisor-level review that gives individual advisors the ability to see how their marketing efforts translate into asset growth. The dashboard pulls data directly from the CRM and other sources to show how leads progress through each stage of the pipeline and potential AUM associated with each opportunity. With the launch of the new CRM integration and advisor-level AUM pipeline dashboard, SnappyKraken gives advisors a modern growth stack that connects marketing, CRM, and analytics in one synchronized system. Seems pretty cool. They plug into their SnappyKraken's Smart Growth Suite, their unified system for automated lead conversion, intelligent segmentation, and personalized engagement. Certainly useful. According to the Keats's 2025 WealthTech study, nearly half of advisory firms use CRM as their central tech hub, yet fewer than 1/3 report automated data flows across systems. Of course, we see it all the time. It's one reason why firms hire Ezra Group. You got to get these automated data flows working, or else you're really not getting the advantage of these tools. Firms with fully integrated tech report 25% higher satisfaction with their tech stacks. So check out SnappyKraken and the new real-time CRM sync at snappykraken.com. All right, now we're up to my favorite part of the news, the AdvisorTech map and the WealthTech integration score. We've got some interesting new products that have come onto the map this month, or maybe it's last month. I forget how far we are ahead or behind. But what we do have is a couple of products to talk about. One is, new applications. So Michael Keats and I meet every month. We go over new applications that are coming in and decide whether they're getting on the map or not. And in most cases, they do get on the map unless they're not software. We do get a fair number of companies sending us applications which really aren't software. They're really tools that are supporting service businesses. And we're pretty strict about this map being only software and not service. I believe Michael's going to be launching a services map sometime in 2026, and then these service providers can get onto that map. The total number of map entries is 564. On the Keatsis map. And that's not the same number as on our website, ezragroup.com, because we also include enterprise applications. So we have more on our website. But the three new applications that were added, one is benfin.ai. Offers advisors a personal concierge as a value-added service. Advisors gather data from the system to serve clients better. It also helps generate referable moments for personal referral lead generation. benfin.ai services advisors in data gathering and lead gen. So it's pretty expensive. I think it's $2,500. Advisors pay a subscription of $2,500 a month. That seems really expensive. Turn your client book into a thriving, growing community. Unlock growth with authentic referrals, deeper client insights, and premium private AI service that truly enriches lives. It's some sort of concierge service white label concierge that advisors can offer to their clients. That's benfin, benfin.ai. Then there's Compliance IQ. So this is obviously a compliance product. Turn regulatory overhead into competitive edge with enterprise compliance infrastructure. Enterprise CEOs are drowning in manual oversight, impossible expectations, manual liability, and SC remediation pressure. So this is a compliance product being offered by Stratify, which is a company that's got a number of products. The main one that our clients use is their risk tolerance and risk assessment, risk analysis tool. That's what they're mainly known for. But then they launched this compliance product I guess they're building out a suite of services, similar to how Nitrogen Wealth is building out their suite of services. So you can find out more about this Compliance IQ product at stratify.com. So that's going on the map. And then finally, another AI note taker. This one's from Advisor 360, and it's called Parrot AI. So it's a note taker. Well, they claim it's more than a note taker. Connect conversations and documents at the household level, giving advisors a complete picture across meetings and client relationships. So everyone's trying to be more than a note taker. This is now part of the Advisor 360 ecosystem. I think it's a great idea that they're doing this. I think every vendor should have their own, as I mentioned. Every vendor needs their own AI note taker, AI assistant, AI desktop, whatever you want to call it. Because these note takers are coming for the desktop, and you don't want to be in their way because you're going to be disintermediated. So to find out more about this, advisor360.com/parrot-AI. And then in terms of the WealthTech map, let me get to that screen here. So we've got now up to, let's see, if I add up all the applications on our map, we're at 595. So it's more than the Keatsis map, but again, we have a bunch of enterprise applications. Now, on the number of applications we're tracking on our WealthTech integration score, we're only seeing about 15% that are over a 6. And 6 we consider the core level you need to have. So we're really encouraging more vendors to build out better integrations. About 40% of applications have a score of 1 to 6, and around 45% have 0. So there's still a lot of applications with no integrations, or at least no known integrations. We don't know about them. So if you are a vendor and you've got integrations and your score is 0 on our website, ezragroup.com, you should go to ezragroup.com/register and register your product, and then update the integrations in the system so that your score will be updated, and then people will see, yes, you've got integrations and that you are a company that they should be looking at. That's ezragroup.com. All right. You've reached the end of another episode of the WealthTech Today podcast. Thanks for listening. Before you go, please go back to our website, ezragroup.com, but this time scroll to the bottom of the homepage and sign up for our newsletter. Once a month, you'll receive an email chock full of wealth management goodness, news, information, and updates. You will not be disappointed. Thanks again for listening, and talk to you all again next time.